Sunday marks the 21st anniversary of September 11th, the terror attacks on that day in New York City and the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Our next guest was the first New York City Fire Department chief on the scene to respond as the World Trade Center was struck by planes hijacked by terrorists that day. Retired FDNY Chief Joseph Pfeifer joins me right now. First of all, sir, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your service and your bravery that day. The nation thanks you, of course. The day of the attack in New York City, you were on a routine call. So walk us through what you were doing and then what you had to switch gears immediately to and respond relatively fast to.
Yes, 21 years ago, we were at a normal response of odor of gas in the street. And then all of a sudden we heard a loud plane coming overhead that you never hear in Manhattan because of the tall buildings. And then I watched the first plane aim and crash into the North Tower of the World Trade Center.
And from there, sir, it must have just been all eyes, all hands on deck. How quickly did you get there from where you were?
We were about 10 blocks away, so in about 2 or 3 minutes, we arrived, and we knew we had thousands of people in the building. Something like close to 20,000 people that morning were in the complex. And I sent my firefighters up to evacuate the building and then rescue those that were trapped by fire and smoke.
Your brother was also there responding to the attack, Lieutenant Kevin Pfeifer. He lost his life trying to help others. You and your brother worked to save lives, and you lost him. This day for all Americans is difficult, this anniversary. Not every American lost someone that day. We all lost something, a piece of, sense of security and some sort of innocence. But you lost your brother. You lost a loved one. So this day must have a different layer for you 21 years later.
It's still very, very raw. Even 21 years later, I lost my brother, who I saw in the lobby and ordered him to go up. And I lost 343 firefighters. But that day, we lost almost 3,000 people, nearly 3,000 people from over 100 countries. So this event was not just New York. This was a global event that the world watched in real time.
You wrote a book, the title, Ordinary Heroes, a Memoir of 9/11. Tell us a bit about that book. We're seeing it on our screen, and why you chose to write it.
I chose to write it because I wanted to tell a personal story of what it was like that day and how to move past it. But I used the title Ordinary Heroes, and I think people think of the firefighters that day as superheroes, but I see it differently, and so do my firefighters. As they were running up the stairs, people were coming down, and they told people, "Don't stop. You can make it out of here." And we know those simple words made a difference, that they made it out of the building. So ordinary things, but at an extraordinary time in history.
Retired FDNY Chief Joseph Pfeifer, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us, for writing the book, for your service, your heroism, and we'll be thinking about you tomorrow. It's going to be a difficult day. Sunday. It'll be a difficult day.
It's a difficult day, but also this week, where I'm at the UN for a global conference on victims of terrorism, and they tell the stories of losing loved ones, losing their legs, and the terrible stories of terrorism. So I think what we do today at the UN, what we're going to look at on Sunday, is that the victims of terrorism, we don't ignore the pain. Instead, we use it to create a purpose to change the world. Because without purpose, there is no hope. and without hope, there is no action. So this is an important week for our global society to be the society, to be the global world that we need to be.
Well, that's a beautiful way to put it, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us this afternoon. Do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.